Minister of Ireland.
Thank you very much. And I would like to begin by thanking our co-chairs, France and Saudi Arabia, for bringing us together today for this important and historic day. On behalf of Ireland, I reaffirm our unequivocal support for advancing the two-state solution. I endorse the conference outcome document, and I encourage other UN members to do the same. I welcome the announcement by France that it will recognise the State of Palestine, and I acknowledge the statement we've just heard from the United Kingdom. As we meet here today, Palestinians in Gaza are enduring unconscionable suffering. The humanitarian situation has reached catastrophic levels. Mass starvation is spreading across the Gaza Strip. Babies are dying because of a man-made famine. Violence, thirst, starvation are killing people every day. We are seeing the destruction of homes, of hospitals, of lives. The July IPC hunger classification, which was published today, tells us the worst-case scenario of famine is now unfolding in Gaza. The humanitarian system in Palestine is crumbling right when it is needed the most. Israeli hostages remain in captivity with immense suffering for them and their families. And let me reiterate Ireland's unequivocal condemnation of the heinous terrorist attack by Hamas on Israel on the 7th of October. We urgently need to see a ceasefire, and we urgently need to see the release of all hostages. I thank Egypt, Qatar and the United States for their efforts in securing progress as mediators. There must be an influx of life-saving aid to the people of Gaza. Humanitarian pauses and corridors are long overdue, and they are the bare minimum of what is required. Israel must let aid enter Gaza in sufficient quantities and let the UN and humanitarian organisations do their life-saving work. But instead, people are being killed trying to access aid. Children are starving before our eyes. Aid workers have been killed. This appalling situation shames us all. It is an affront to our common humanity, and it is an affront to the charter of this very organisation. For decades, we have known the only path to a just and a lasting solution to the Israeli-Palestine conflict is the two-state solution. Two states, Israel and Palestine, living side by side in peace and in security. But for decades, we've seen collective failure to take collective and meaningful action. Today, to those suffering in Gaza and in the West Bank, the two-state solution must seem out of reach. But it cannot be. It cannot be about the long term. It has to be about the here and now. It has to be about today. And the two-state solution is key to achieving the most urgent goal, securing an immediate and sustainable ceasefire and the release of all hostages. The two-state solution is indispensable because it would deliver long-term peace, stability and security for the region as a whole. It is recognised clearly in the UN Security Council Resolution 2735, which rejects any attempt at demographic or territorial change in the Gaza Strip, including any actions that reduce the territory of Gaza. And it also reaffirms the importance of unifying the Gaza Strip with the West Bank under the Palestinian Authority. And yet, these principles are flouted with total impunity. We cannot stand by. We must demonstrate more clearly that we afford equal value to the security of Israelis and Palestinians. We, the international community, must act. We do not underestimate the difficult journey that lies ahead. In Ireland, we know this from our own experience of overcoming conflict. As former President Mary Robinson said yesterday, the arc of peace is long. And while each conflict is different, Ireland stands ready to share our relevant experience from our peace process. Ireland recognised the State of Palestine last year. We did that because we believe in the equal right to self-determination, to peace, to security, and to dignity for both Israelis and Palestinians alike. We welcome the announcement by France that it will recognise Palestine, and we acknowledge the statement we've just received from the United Kingdom. We encourage other countries to recognise Palestine. We encourage those who have not done so to recognise the State of Israel. The outcome of this high-level conference must be a clear signal to the Palestinian people that we support their right to self-determination, and that we support the choice of the Palestinian leadership to achieve this through a peaceful political pathway. We welcome the commitments made by President Abbas in this regard. I reaffirm Ireland's support for the Palestinian Authority and its reform agenda. I call on Israel to release the revenues owed to the Palestinian Authority that it is withholding, revenues collected in tax that are necessary to fund vital services and to pay the salaries of workers in Palestine. This conference must be a turn.
You will just have seen my statement to the UN General Assembly. What I laid out is that the United Kingdom is now on a pathway to recognise the State of Palestine in September before UNGA. We have always believed that there is no better vision for the future of the region than two states. I'll let my words earlier speak for themselves, but I'm very happy to take a few questions. Let me start with the BBC.
Tom Bateman from the BBC, Foreign Secretary, thank you. There is a diminishing amount of Palestine left to recognise. Your critics will say this is because successive UK governments have empowered and facilitated Israeli governments that have made that very state unviable territorially and through the use of arms. How do you address the UK's responsibility when it comes to this, and why has it taken starvation to make you act now? And also, if I may, how much pressure is the UK government putting on the Israeli leadership to allow journalists independent access to Gaza?
Well, look, let me